Hey there, Ryan Risher here, and I'm with Dylan Wood with Action Heating and Cooling. He is one of our recommended vendors here in Cookeville. And Dylan, just a little bit about you guys.
Action actually opened back in 1994 in Crossville. We've been open for nearly 30 years there. And then our new office in Cookeville opened almost 2 years ago. And it's been a whirlwind ever since we came down here. But I moved here 4 years ago, went to tech, fell in love with the town, and then decided to invest in it a little bit. And like I said, it's been great. It's been awesome. We do residential and commercial work, commercial and residential plumbing, all kinds of stuff. It's a blast.
Yeah,
it's a blast.
I've actually used Dylan for my personal home and some of our rental units and stuff like that as well. And a lot of our clients have spoke very, very highly of Dylan, so he is our go-to. Just a couple quick questions. A lot of people are moving here from all over the United States.
Right.
Totally different climates when they get here. And what do you find are some of the most common maintenance mistakes that people are making on their HVAC system?
So what we see a lot, and actually this happened probably 2-3 days ago, my service manager was kind of talking about it, but what he sees a lot is we have a lot of heat pump units around here. And when I say heat pump, I mean like strictly electric. You're gonna have electric heat, electric AC, and a lot of people from up north, the temperatures are so cold, heat pumps don't work.
Yeah.
So they're coming from a gas unit, going to electric, and when you feel the heat coming out of the vent, it's kind of lukewarm. And people, they don't understand that it's doing the best that it can or whatever, so they'll go to the thermostat and they'll run it up to 89.
Okay.
And the reality of that is it's going to do nothing but exhaust your unit out.
Okay.
And so it's going to run and run and run and run, which extended run time has caused more trouble. And so the best thing that I can say, if you're moving up from up north and you're used to gas heat and you're moving to a home with electric heat, if you have gas and you want to change over, give us a call. But if not, if you feel it and it's lukewarm, it's probably doing the best that it can. So set it to 72, let it do its thing, and you'll kind of get used to it. That's how heat pumps work.
Yeah.
They're great units,
Okay.
but there's just a big difference between gas and electric heat.
Yeah. So huge problem here we'll have in wintertime is the freezing temperatures. So let's just say that you're in your home and your HVAC starts to kind of go out. There's different modes that we see, like emergency heat and stuff like that. What should you do in a situation where you're starting to notice some issues with your HVAC?
So especially when you've got a heat pump unit, like you said, it's going to have two different modes in heat. It's going to have a regular heat pump mode, which means it's running just like it normally was. But when it gets about 28, 27 degrees, they stop working. So some units, if they're newer, they'll automatically change over into auxiliary heat. You don't have to do anything. But if you go by your thermostat and it's, let's say 25 outside, and it's not actually telling you that it's in emergency heat, no matter how old your thermostat is, it's got to give you some sort of indication by law that it is in auxiliary heat mode. So if you go by and it's super cold outside, your temperature in your house is starting to drop, look at it. If you've got a mode, go ahead and switch it manually. Put it in auxiliary heat mode. And again, some units, they do it by themselves. It just depends on when it was manufactured or who the manufacturer was. But when you put it on auxiliary heat, that's like its last ditch effort. It's gonna turn on the emergency heat banks and it's gonna heat your home the best that it can. Now, those things are designed for what's called a 30 degree temperature swing. So if it's 25 outside, it's gonna do everything it can to get your house at 30 degrees higher than that. And they typically do a little bit better, but that's what the manufacturer says a heat pump can do. Now a gas unit in the wintertime, when it's sub-zero outside, you don't have to do anything. Because gas heat, they don't need auxiliary heat banks. And so once the heat kicks on, it's got one mode and it's gonna satisfy well. Like I had a gas unit in my house, I never noticed a difference when it got so cold. But now I had a lot of customers with heat pumps that were freaking out because it just wasn't putting out the way they thought it should.
Yeah.
And that, like I said, it's normal. Once they go in, once you put it on auxiliary heat mode, it's doing everything it can to satisfy it.
One of the last big questions I have for you is actually about the filters.
Yeah.
Everyone comes and asks that question. You see these advertised, allergens are bad, should we be getting the most expensive filters, or what is the right style type to get?
Different places market things differently. If you go to Lowe's, you're gonna have a filter that's $7 and you're gonna have one that's $35. The ones that I like are the standard pleated filters.
Okay.
So you're gonna have what's called the webbing filter, which is you can kind of look through it, it's kind of spidery, looks like a big web, and those are the cheapest.
Yeah.
It's okay for temporary use. Like if that's all they've got, go
Yeah.
ahead and buy one. It's not gonna hurt it. But if you can get one right in the middle, which is what the standard pleated filter is, it's probably gonna be $15.
Okay.
But buy that one, change them once every 1 to 3 months. And why that's such a broad, I guess, timeline, but it depends on your house. It depends on if you've got a lot of pets, if you've got a lot of kids, if it's a newer house, you're gonna have more dust from construction. So it just kind of depends, but once a month, glance at it. If it's 30, go ahead and put it in there. It's $15.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do. But like I said, don't freak out if you think you got to get the most expensive filter. It does the same thing. It does the same thing as all the other ones do.
Well, Dylan is great when it comes to advice. He's always a guy I go to for advice. If you have any questions, if you can, just write below. Go ahead and comment your questions for Dylan, and we'll see if we can get it back to you as well. And like I said, if you ever have any HVAC needs, Dylan with Action Heating and Cooling is our contact.
Thanks.